Okay, alright, cool. I see some people coming in here. This is just kind of a test stream, and just wanted to make sure I know how to do this. I will not be leaking any personal information today. You guys are going to have to let me know if the audio is good. This probably won't be too much. So this one, we are going to keep it super simple. What you're seeing on screen right now is going to be the only thing on screen. It's just going to be mainly an audio thing. Because I'm a little nervous, obviously, last time. Everything that happened. We had a lot of fun last time, but maybe just kind of keep it simple for now. Make sure no information gets leaked. So, this is kind of just a stream to maybe test some things. Testing the audio, testing the software. Maybe answer some questions. Just do a Q&A thing that I can edit into a Q&A video later. And just kind of see... I don't know, see what's up. I've got a plan for a live stream in a few weeks, and I wanted to do sort of a test run, so this is what that is. I sound exhausted. I don't know. I'm not exhausted. I'm doing okay. It's Monday, so woke up kind of early, had to finish some homework, you know, and I wanted to do this at some point during the day. So I guess I'll just start off with a few questions that I see here in the chat, and then we'll just kind of see how it goes. Like I said, this isn't going to be a huge, long stream, just something to kind of test the waters, see how much spam is in the chat, and just see what's up. I did see one question that said, why did you change the ears back to their original design? And there's a few reasons. I think I've answered this in maybe like a couple individual comments, but mainly the reason that I changed the ears back is because I got a lot of feedback from people just saying they missed the old design. And while I still, you know, kind of design candles the way I think that she should be designed, I do still read a lot of comments, and I like to get feedback from you guys, you know. And I do kind of like the old ears better. I like the idea of the new little hair buns that I had going, but I'm not good enough at drawing them yet to put them on the main design, if that makes sense. I'm better at drawing these ears and having them look and feel the way I want them to look and feel. But I'm working on it. I plan on designing some new characters for the lore later on that uses the new design of the hair buns or whatever, but not for the main avatar yet. I know a lot of people didn't even notice, which surprised me. I thought it would be all of the comments on that minimum wage video, but it wasn't. But that's fine. Yes, there is lore. There is Candle's lore. A lot of people assume it will not be, or a lot of people assume that it will be in like a Candle's lore video. That's not true. It'll be in a project that I've got way down the line. And I see someone in the chat noticed the back of the laptop that Candles has right now. That's part of the lore. I've seen a few people kind of speculating, figuring out the codes for the lore so far, but it hasn't been a widespread thing yet. What's the lore like? It's right now probably going to be mostly adult-oriented lore. Some stuff is for everyone, but it's lore that I came up with for sex ed purposes, so it probably will not be explored on YouTube. I don't want to give too much stuff away. I have this habit of, I get too deep in the questions and I give I reveal too much of my hand, like too many cards. I don't want to give that away too soon. I can't give you hints because then I'm just going to go into like I'm just going to spill all the beans by accident. Part of the reason why I'm so afraid of live streaming. So the answers will come, but it's something I'm working on in the background, and it's going to be very, very fun. But it's very far down the line. I plan some of these projects months, even years ahead of time. Some of you may have seen my community post, but I have an idea for a video, a sex ed video, that's going to be on my second channel that I've been kicking around for years. It has been years. I've been thinking about this video, and it's a huge, huge step for it. It's the furthest I've ever pushed a video like that, and it's the most brutally honest video I've ever made, or maybe ever will make, potentially. But more on that in a few months. So, what happened to the How to Make Friends video? That's a good question that I did want to address. That video kind of got lost in the shuffle. What I did was, when I made that second channel again, I downloaded all of the videos before I took them all down. So they were all downloaded on this 5 terabyte hard drive that I have. It was all good, and they're all downloaded there. But I think we just went into an ad. I have a second monitor pulled up. But yeah, basically, I had all these videos downloaded, and when I re-uploaded them, I re-uploaded the ones that made sense. And oh, hang on, lost my train of thought. All right, hang on. Give me a minute to figure out some of this work, and then I'll come back and I'll finish that question. All right. Thank God it's just this screen. This would have been an absolute disaster. It wasn't. Monsieur William, £5. Thank you so much. I suppose I'm obligated to read this super chat. Thick thighs in jeans for candles. You really know what you're doing, huh? Yeah, I knew what I was doing there. I knew what I was doing. Well, that thumbnail turned out pretty well. Alright, so let me just finish this question really quick. So, basically the How to Make Friends video just kind of got lost in the shuffle, and I haven't re-uploaded it yet because it's not technically sex ed related. I might just re-upload it on the main channel instead, because it's safer work completely. I might do that later today, actually. Ignore my typing. Okay, I can't say your name because I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it says also make a video about fetishes in the second channel. That's something I actually can't do as I understand it, because in the community guidelines, you are not allowed to talk about that specifically. They allow limited discussion of sex education topics, but fetishes are like a hard stop. And I should probably stop saying the word on this stream as well, or else it might get blocked. You are not allowed to talk about that on YouTube at all. It's not even like a monetization thing, I believe. I think you just can't do it, or else it's probably going to get taken down. So if I do make a video on that, it'll be probably free on Patreon. So yes, that's a little further down the road. At first I had fears that, you know, posting stuff on that second channel would put my main channel at risk, but I really don't think so. Honestly, it's unless you do something like apocalyptically bad, I don't think they're going to do that. I've had my channel demonetized before, and I think when it happens, it just says like, hey, we decided this channel isn't good for monetization. But unless you like got completely canceled for like something horrific, then I don't think they would like take down both channels if there's nothing wrong with that other one. You did not just super chat $50. That might not be American dollars. Whatever it is. Thank you for the super chat. Jeez, I was not expecting that. Alright, let me add... I'm currently trying to add a stream mod, which is a fantastic idea. Okay, I think it ended up being like $3. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, PanP, MKAL. Thank you. Super chat is something that is completely new to me as well. All right, great. We got a mod in here. Whew. This is going well so far. Smig, you got a girlfriend because of my video. That's the plan. That's what I hope for. I'm glad. That's what I hope to do, especially with this new video. This new video is... I guess I can tell you. The new video is going to be a Valentine's Day video. It's going to come out a few days before about just how to go on a date. So I think that's kind of a relevant video. It's one people have been asking for a while. And it's one that I haven't made yet because I've never dated anyone. So how could I give advice? But it's going to be more like the minimum wage video where I may mix in some of my beliefs and advice, but a lot of it is going to be pulled from other sources. Maybe I ask some people, or maybe I do some good research and cut out some of the ones that aren't very helpful, you know. Just the necessary ones that I think could actually help people. And then the big stream that I want to do soon is related to Valentine's Day as well. But more details on that coming soon. Saphira, do you have plans on being a full-time VTuber? Maybe getting more attention? I don't plan on it. The way that I run my stuff, if I had a VTuber model, I would like to make it completely myself. I know some people might just be like, well, why don't you get somebody else to make it? And yeah, I could do that, but... oh, excuse me. I like that I've designed and made candles from the ground up. And I just think that's something that makes my channel unique and kind of shows off my skills. So if I made a VTuber, I'd want to make the model myself. And that's not something that's easy. So maybe eventually I'll learn how to do that, but... if I made a VTuber model, as I understand it, you can't change clothes very easily. So, like change outfits. If I could figure out how to do it, then yeah, maybe. But the VTubers that I've seen think her name is like Pumpkin Potion or something. That's like the only VTuber that I've watched a little bit of. And their model is really, really good and very fluid and very expressive. So I would want it to be on that level if I did if I made a VTuber model. Mr. May, thank you for the super chat. Candles as a dating coach. I'm all for it. Thank you. It won't be from me because I haven't dated anyone yet. Drena Borg with $10. Thank you for your videos. You've helped me get out of my shell and helped me get over some of my hesitation, which has helped me make many new friends in this new place. I'm glad. I'm really glad that I can help you guys, you know, get friends and maybe significant others, and that's really the goal. Another main goal is to help me break out of my own shell by doing these videos as like self-therapy, but I'm glad that I can help you guys too. That's awesome that I can do that for you. And I'm glad. I'm glad the advice is working. Obviously, my advice won't work for everyone, but it's just a mental game, right? The biggest hurdle for us anxious people, is just to get out there and do it. So that's it, really. Any advice will work for any person, but at the end of the day, if you don't put yourself out there, unfortunately, it's going to be hard, which is something that I have to do. So, Mr. Hyena, for how long have you drawn so that you can draw so beautifully? Well, thank you. I've been on YouTube for almost 4 years. I started in July of 2020 during the COVID lockdown. I started doing YouTube, and it's taken me about 5 years to be drawing, to really develop my art style. I actually talk about this a lot in the sex ed video I got coming up. I don't want to spoil anything too much, but you guys are going to get a lot of answers for where Candle's design came from and the backstory of how she was designed, because it's related to sex ed, but we'll get there. But there are things I've done to really accelerate my art style and my art skills. Some tactics that I've done to maybe get my art skills better, faster. They're not tracing. I don't do tracing. Maybe for practicing, but not for, you know, making an avatar. Distant Man, any thoughts on rhythm games? I've seen a few comments saying that I don't really know what you mean by rhythm games. I'm not sure what that is. Just like games where, like Smule, where you have to do the rhythm? I don't know. Maybe. I don't do gameplay as background for my videos anymore because it's easier for me in editing, but I think it makes it a little less official and kind of, it's a little more chaotic, I think, when you watch it back, and not as clean. So Patrick, I can't read that. I'm glad, but I won't read that on stream. I'm sorry. We need some moderation in here. I really need to lay down some stream rules later. But, yeah. Like Guitar Hero or Friday Night Funkin'. Never played them, unfortunately. Those just weren't my thing. I don't play a lot of video games. I may be a man in his 20s, but I don't game very much. So, I don't know what to tell you. It's just not something I've really got into. I never had a Wii or any Nintendo systems when I was younger. Xbox didn't have it. Yeah. But it's not something I regret, or I'm not upset at my parents for never letting me play video games when I was younger, because that left me a lot more time in the day to do YouTube stuff, and I never got like on the whole multiplayer game thing. So the way I see it, instead of spending several hours a night doing games, I spend it working on my skills and personal projects. Not that gaming is a bad thing, but I think for a lot of people my age, they use it as a crutch, and they use it as a way to maybe stay in their house and not get out a whole lot. I don't know. I don't think playing games is a bad thing, but a lot of people do it excessively, you know. And that is a good point. Being a gamer does give you a lot of friends, online friends. Maybe if I played more games, I'd have more online friends, but, you know. Not a gamer, outrageous, yeah. I play games to kind of blow off steam, like in between working on videos. Just single player. Maybe I'll play through Portal 2 or a couple chapters of Portal 2. I did that earlier today. You know, I play games like that. Alpaca. With 1,000, is that yen? Do you think the sex ed videos getting taken down was a side op to keep people ignorant and control the masses? No, I don't. Only one sex ed video ever got taken down by YouTube. When they got taken down, all of them, I took them down myself because of the docs. No, YouTube has actually been decent, relatively speaking, when it comes to allowing me to make those videos on YouTube. They only took down one video, but that was because I did break community guidelines, sort of. So that was fair of them. That was them actually adhering to their rules consistently. What I had done for one of the duck size videos is I had shown a diagram of a sex position, and YouTube saw it like 2 days after it had been uploaded. They caught it. And under the community guidelines, it says it's kind of, I mean, it's like, obviously, if you show that, it's like, no, take it down. But sometimes they allow it if it's like artistic or for educational purposes, which it was. I was doing it for educational purposes, but, you know, I understood. And to their credit, I went into the video editor in YouTube. I cut out that portion, and then after a few hours, the video was back up. So there you go. But no, taking down the videos was of my own will. So they've actually been decent about that. I'm getting a lot of Discord pings. Hey, I'm new to this. I don't know how to set up like what sounds come from which applications, so you know. Don't mind me. Like I said, this is just a test stream for a little bit. We've been going about 25 minutes. I see a lot of people asking me about how I got doxxed. I do not want to go into too many details about that until we're farther away from the whole thing. You know? It's not completely over yet. So I set Discord to do not disturb during streams. Okay, I will do that before the next stream. Thank you for the advice. If you guys have streaming advice for me, please drop it in the chat, because I'll go back and read it later, and I'll probably implement some of them. So okay. I've answered a few questions. I want to see how I could do polls. If anyone knows how to do that, let me know how to do a poll, because that's relevant to the stream that I want to do. Do I do that through OBS or do I do that through YouTube? Maybe my moderator can answer that if he's still watching. Oh, here I see. Okay. Start a poll. Okay, there's a poll. Now I wanted to start doing stream polls. 91% yes. Okay, great. Good. I wanted to learn how to do that because it's going to be relevant for this big stream that I'm doing in a few weeks. Okay. I'm tired. There's another reason I don't do streams a lot. When I'm talking like this, even when I'm recording, my voice gets tired extremely quickly, and I get tired extremely quickly. It's a thing, it's how you know you're a true introvert. When, even if it's just people I'm talking to in chat, if I'm reacting to people and talking to them, I get tired so fast, it's not even funny. God help if I ever try to go to a bar, because it's just, it ain't happening. I get tired so fast. I'm sure a lot of you can relate, you know. You get a tactical energy drink in case you get tired. I have never once had an energy drink. I drink coffee. Never had an energy drink. I have acid reflux, and I try to avoid drinking overly carbonated things too often or things that are too citrusy, and it really upsets my stomach. And coffee isn't that much better, but I don't know. I never got hooked on the energy drink stuff. Nimalik, thank you for the super chat. I always appreciate that. Are you going to do another Half-Life stream? Well, Neon Foxtail, maybe if I figure out how to do it and not close the game every 5 minutes, maybe I would do it. If you were here for the last stream, then you understand what I mean by that. Tulp, I appreciate you. You're being a good mod right now. Thank you. It's okay. You don't got to worry about hiding too many messages. Mainly, just hide messages that are about the doxing or that have personal information in them. You know. People can ask questions. It's fine. If I see one I don't like, I'll just not answer it. But I appreciate it. You should do a Portal Revolution stream. Man, I love Portal Revolution. I would so be down to do that. I might do that next, actually. Greetings from Venezuela. From Jose. Hello. I know, I'm always surprised when I find that I have viewers from, like, all over the world. That's just cool, that I can pull in people from, you know, all over the world. That's cool. I've seen a lot of people asking where did the name Candles come from. Legitimately, I was just sitting down thinking, what's a good name for my character? What's a cute, modern name that no other character in fiction has that I can completely claim for myself, at least in the West? And I settled on Candles because it's something that's very comforting. It's something I wanted to... It's something that embodies kind of the comforting vibe of the channel, but it's not something that you really see anybody else have the name of. So that's why I picked it. It was genuinely a algorithm-based reason. So, yeah. Thoughts on stale bread? It sucks. I'm famously bad at keeping my bread fresh. I don't know, I just don't do it right. Poland, France. Watching from the States, it's getting kind of bad over here. Yeah, I don't like to get political, and I won't, but things are getting bad everywhere now, and I don't know. I would say I hope you guys are doing okay, but I know a lot of you aren't, and I don't know. It's rough. Canada? Yep. Yep. Anybody not in America who's listening right now and maybe is, upset at America once again being the bully? Just want you to know, most people hate that. Most people don't like what's happening right now, and we don't like the way our country is being presented because of our politicians. Most of us are normal people, and we just want to hang out. We don't like being the bullies. I'll just say that. If you ever want to get political and be upset at another country, totally valid, but be upset at the politicians because we don't really have much input right now. So, I keep seeing thoughts on Kanye. Never listen to his music. And I don't particularly love his person either, so. Yeah. I've heard his music is good. And I know you have to separate art from the artist and all that, but what he did was pretty bad, so. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, low-key, I have to pee. So, you guys talk amongst yourselves for a while. I will be right back. Okay. Oh, no, you heard that? Yeah, whatever. Who cares? My mic's turned up real loud. I washed my hands. Yeah, you guys get piss ASMR. That's what you get when you come to this first official stream. You didn't hear that sync? Well, that's because it's quiet. Okay. What was I going to say? I think I might have missed a super chat. Hold up. Azriel, $5. Love the content. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nice profile picture, too. So the other thing I kind of wanted to figure out how to do, I don't know if this is something I have to set up later, but I want to be able to show things like super chats on screen. I don't know if there's a way to do that within YouTube, or if I have to set that up through OBS maybe, or set it up separately, but I'd like to do that as well. Ooh, I can start another Q&A also. OBS, that's an OBS thing? Okay, that's fine. I'll figure out how to do that between this stream and the next one. I appreciate that. Is a 2D animated special in your future? That would be pretty ambitious. I've done some 2D animation. It's real hard. Like, it was really difficult to do. Animators have such a difficult jobs, man. But what I'm working on down the line to flesh out the lore is not an animation. It's something else. But you'll see. It's a good middle ground between ambition, but I could also pull it off. So, yep. How long will I stream? We've been going 37 minutes now. I might go until like an hour, maybe. Then I'll cut it there. I just wanted to do this to kind of get back into streaming. I don't plan on streaming consistently. I'll try to, if I decide to start a stream in the future, I'll try to give you a heads up beforehand. But yeah. I saw a question that asked, what drawing program do I use? I use a program called Autodesk Sketchbook Pro. It's pretty good. It was cheap. It was free when I bought it. It might not be free anymore, but it's very cheap. It's very basic, but it's great for like I don't want to draw in Photoshop or Illustrator because those programs aren't primarily built for drawing. And while they may have a lot of things you can do in it and they're very robust, they're too overly complicated. Autodesk Sketchbook, I would highly recommend it. It has a very Microsoft Paint feel to it, but it's easy to use. It's great for beginners, and it's very easy to import brushes, things like that. And it's very easy to save the work you do in it as separate files on your hard drive. So, yes, I would recommend that. Krita? I haven't even heard of that one. Clip Studio Paint? I have heard of that one. Adobe is a lot to learn. Premiere, I think, is okay if you use online tutorials, because you really only need the basics. And all of the complicated stuff, Premiere has hidden away in like separate docs that you can just close out of and never once open. But for things like Illustrator, God, I've been trying to learn Illustrator recently. It is such a nightmare. Even just moving something or selecting an object is so complicated. Ugh, I hate it. But you have to use it if you want to do like professional design work that's vector-based. If anybody knows a vector-based design program that's a good like alternative from Illustrator, please let me know, because I need something that's not Adobe for that. Inkscape? I will look into it. Even if it's expensive, fine. I'll pay for it. You know, if I'm doing it for business purposes, I'll do that. But just something that's not so damn hard to use. What happened to my Instagram? The Instagram is just something that I might eventually roll out again, but I don't know. I enjoyed doing Instagram, but some of the stuff on there did really toe the line between like, okay, you're just doing this for, you know, purposes. And I didn't want people to see my channel in that way. So I've done a lot of work to desexualize my avatar and the way she's designed on screen. It used to be a lot worse because that's just the way that I draw, but I don't know. I might eventually reopen the Instagram back up, but everything that was on there is gone, unfortunately. I didn't save any of it. Shiny X Shady Boy, $10. Thank you. You are amazing, and I appreciate everything you bring to this platform. Hope you have a successful journey on your content creation journey. Thank you. Thank you so much. We've had a few bumps in the road, but that's to be expected, you know? I'm glad I got doxed now and not when I was a much bigger channel, because then there would have been a lot more eyes on me and it would have been probably an even bigger nightmare. I'm so glad I have such a good moderator team who are really knowledgeable about how to deal with doxing. So if any of you are watching, thank you so much. I don't thank my moderators enough for all the work that they do. Crazy 3D, I'm still a bit confused on what your actual views of sexuality are as a whole. They seem conflicted. Yeah, they are. They are conflicted, but I think that's kind of what makes it so interesting. I don't know if this would be accurate to say, but I feel like a lot of my viewers are interested in it because it feels like you're being taken on a very personal journey, right? Because I'm still figuring myself out with this stuff, and the evolution of my character, I think, is just very interesting to watch play out. I'm a straight white guy, but I do all this stuff with my character, my avatar, and who knows, how I see myself might change in the future, and I'll look back on this and see how I was able to grow and develop. But yeah, you never know. Stormy, have a good day. I'm glad you could be here. Is the VOD going to be available for later? Yeah, probably. I'm not worried about any personal info being leaked. Literally, it's just this screen with candles and a slideshow. There is no way, no possible way anything could be leaked. And that's how I'd prefer it. So, yeah. I will say we got about 15 minutes left of this stream. So, yeah. Neon Foxtail, will you try to do another plus plush petition? Eventually, yeah. Yes, I will. The average number of viewers per video right now is down from before the docs, because it's not sex ed videos. Still finding my footing with the new content, but once I do and viewers are back up and I can really promote it ahead of time, I will try to do another makeshift one. Makeship, I believe it's called. Yeah, makeship. I'll try to reach out to them. They may say yes, they may say no. It might be too soon to try it again. But if it is, I'll probably do a different kind of merch that's not reliant on hitting a certain number of pre-orders. I would just do like maybe pins or something of just my logo or my character, but something like what you see on screen right now. Something simple. I got a lot of feedback on my the kind of concepts for merch that I put out there a while ago. A lot of people prefer subtle merch, which I do too, honestly. A lot of people would rather have maybe just the logo or something small they can hide, like stickers, acrylic pins, things like that that are very small and personal that you can hide from your family, which is fair. I totally get that. My voice is really going. Plus, I haven't eaten yet today, so... Will I do another avatar for my second channel? From Charles No Name. I'm not entirely sure on that yet. I was thinking I might just use the original Candles model and just kind of treat it as an entirely different offshoot character. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I may just use Candles as well. Or I might use the new character that I've made that you're seeing on screen right now on the laptop. I might use her. That would be kind of fun, actually. Yeah, I might do that. It would be fun to have a different character, but it would be my voice. Yeah. Yeah, I might do that. The Frogman. I do intend to do more streams like this in the future. I have a lot of fun doing them once I really get in the rhythm. It just kind of freaks me out with my anxiety starting out. But now that I can watch what's happening on the stream on like a second monitor, so I can catch any leaks that might happen, that's kind of relieves my nerves a little bit. Lucario, any luck on getting the second channel monetized? I was able to get it monetized over the weekend, which was surprising. It's the same content, basically, that I put up when the whole channel got demonetized. I just changed, like, the titles and the thumbnails a bit. So I guess that's all it takes. Most of them are demonetized. Most of the videos themselves are limited monetization or just fully demonetized. But some of them are full monetization. So I'll probably make like $10 a month on those. So I'm not worried about that monetization. Just the stuff on my main channel is for monetization. The other stuff, nah, whatever. As long as I'm adhering to community guidelines and it's allowed to be up on YouTube, even if it's fully demonetized, fine. Thank you. Betting Robin 904, I was really proud of that thumbnail, honestly. I think that video turned out pretty good, and that thumbnail turned out pretty good. So the thumbnail that I've got working on right now is another really funny one. It's like a meme one, but I think it's going to turn out pretty great. Brandon Ross, is it hard working a regular job and also doing YouTube content? So, actually, I don't have a regular job right now. I have enough money saved up that I don't need to do a regular job. And I'm doing okay right now with making a decent amount of money from YouTube. Not as much as I was previously, but it's enough to keep me going for a while and not having a regular job. I plan on getting a job maybe in a couple months. Just a side thing, honestly. But if you didn't notice, I've put out 7 main videos in the last month, which is a lot for me because all I've been doing all day is just YouTube. So, but I have a lot of fun doing it. I don't get burnt out very often from doing it. I know how to take breaks I have a whole corner of my studio apartment set up for just watching TV, decompressing away from my desk. I've gotten pretty good at that. I genuinely have so much fun doing these videos. So much fun. What a lot of people don't take the time to do as new YouTubers is not only make sure they're making good content, but also make sure, first of all, that the process for making that content is fun for them. If you find yourself doing too much editing and not enough fun parts of recording a video, then you gotta fix that. You gotta make sure your content is fun for you to make first and entertaining second, which not a lot of people follow, but I think you should make videos like that as a YouTuber, because it's a really great way to not get burnt out. And if you want to do this for a living, you need to make sure you have fun doing it, and you need to make sure, like, if I spend... The worst part of any editing process is voiceover and editing that voiceover. It's so boring, and it takes hours. You just gotta lock in for hours. And when it comes to that process, maybe I'll edit 10 minutes of voiceover. Then I will draw the thumbnail. Then I'll edit 10 more minutes of voiceover. Then I will draw the candles outfit. Then I'll finish the voiceover. Because it's the most annoying part, I break it up so I don't get sloppy and lazy and get burnt out. So, yeah, any up-and-coming YouTubers watching this, make sure the process is fun for you first, and then worry about how good your content is. We probably got about 10 more minutes left. I'm getting hungry. I went to the store 2 days ago, so I got plenty of food. I just got a mini George Foreman grill, so I've been experimenting with that. Have I seen Lego Monkey Kid? Nope. But we have a moderator that definitely has. So if you're in the Discord, bring up Lego Monkey Kid somewhere, and you're going to make a new friend immediately. Yep, it's Nikki. I do have a Discord server. Check the link on my bio on my channel page. It's on both channels. I'd also be down, honestly, to do a video eventually on just how to be a YouTuber, or like how to find success with that first couple thousand subs. Getting to 1,000 subs took 4 years. Getting to 80,000 took about 8 months. So I'd love to do a video about like what I've learned. Maybe just some important things. Maybe I'll do it in a stream, even. I could do that. Answer questions directly. And kind of show you behind the scenes on how much money you can make from doing YouTube. A lot of YouTubers don't talk about how much money they make just because they make a lot and they don't want to seem out of touch, which is fair. But I think a lot of people are interested in what the actual conversion rate is. Like, what does 1,000 views get you in reality? And I think it'd be fun to make like an explainer video or an explainer stream where I kind of go over my analytics a little bit, because I don't have any qualms about talking to you about it. And it would also be like, here's how to get attention on YouTube and scale up a team of moderators as you do so. You know, here's how to protect yourself from doxing when you get more attention, things like that. CR4Z3D, thank you for the $2. Take this for the retirement fund. This will be going to taxes, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for all the super chats. I turned those on just because I figured I might as well, but you guys don't have to do that. Really, you don't, but any support is appreciated. I'm almost to the point where I can do this full time, so. I opened the opportunity for one-time donations on Patreon as well, because YouTube, if you didn't know, YouTube takes a third of all super chat money, an entire third of it, just because, which whatever. So if you make a $3 super chat, YouTube takes $1. If you do $30, YouTube takes $10. You know. Initially, Patreon didn't take nearly as much, but now they do if you donate through iOS. So, if anybody is thinking about signing up for the Patreon, which I do have, and is a great way to support me and to get extra content for that support, just know you should not do it on iOS. If you can do it on something that is not Apple or iOS related, then don't. Because now Apple takes like, God, even more than 30% sometimes, which is crazy. YouTube is kind of stingy, but Apple is even worse. Unknown 68D pro tip, buy as little as possible on iOS if you can. I do not have a Mac, and that's a big reason. Username, great username, £2. Mango or pineapple? I don't like either. Actually, I did get at the store a few days ago, Tropical 7-Up. It's a new flavor, at least here in the States, but it's pretty good. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't recommend buying a whole 12-pack of it, full size. Maybe just get one little bottle to try it out, but it's not bad. It's not as sweet as you'd think it would be, but it is mango and pineapple flavored. If I draw, where can you see my drawings? Discord, the thumbnails. Mainly right now I'm just drawing thumbnails and also my private stuff that I don't show anyone. So you really just see my thumbnails. Alright, we're going to start winding down this stream. Got a few minutes left maybe. My voice is getting thrashed. But thank you everybody for being in the stream. I'm sorry to those of you who just joined. We're going to end it here soon, but this was just a test stream to kind of test it out, do a poll, test out the chat functionalities. I'll say this before we stop. I am planning on doing a big stream here in a few weeks. It is going to be Valentine's Day related, and I'm planning on doing it the night of Valentine's Day because it's the 14th, right? Valentine's Day? It's a Friday night. So tentatively, for everyone listening right now, we are going to be doing a big Valentine's Day stream that Friday night, February 14th. So make sure you're here for that. I don't foresee it not happening. It's pretty much guaranteed to happen at this point, unless something crazy happens and I can't do it, but that's going to be a fun one. So, yep. Hopefully I can see you guys there, and thank you for Tulp. Thank you, Tulp, for being the mod for this stream. And if he invited any more mods, thank you for doing that as well. So, how often will I stream? I will stream whenever I feel like it. Maybe every few days, maybe once a week. We'll see. You know. All right, I'm going to wind down. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you, everyone, for being on this stream. I hope you have a good day.